Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Got the D-Man here, and it's a beautiful sunny day in St. Louis, Missouri today. Hope it's wonderful in your world, wherever that is. And we're going to continue one more day on determination. I was going to stop yesterday or today, but in this article they have a few proverbs or expressions, sayings, if you like, and I would like to go through those and discuss those with you. I don't think determination can be emphasized too much in life because it takes determination to even learn how to walk. When you were a child, do you think you just one day decided, I think I'm going to walk today, and you got up and just started walking? No. You had to be determined because you fell down over and over and over again. So if you think you don't have determination, you do. Excuse me. You've just forgotten how to use it. So let's go through some of these proverbs, if you like, and see what they have to say about determination. These things have been said throughout cultures and generations for thousands of years, and the reason they pass down through history is because they're so important and they're true. And if you do these things, and if you practice this determination in life, you too can succeed with whatever it is you would like to do, or whatever endeavors you have. So, we will continue. This is a Japanese proverb, and I can't pronounce the guy's name. Nana Karobi Yaoki. Literally, 7 falls, 8 getting up, means fall down 7 times and get up 8. This speaks to the Japanese concept of resilience, to continue on even though you have failed over and over and over again. No matter how many times you get knocked down, you get up again. That's true. And sometimes you don't always win, but you keep getting up. I remember I fought this guy up in the prison. I wasn't in prison, but he was. And the guy knocked me down 2 or 3 times. I don't know, maybe 4. I don't think 4. But I kept getting back up. And actually, I was hoping the corner would stop it. But they didn't. I found out 30 years later the guy had a half of a horseshoe in his glove. Yeah, I knew because I had bumps and cuts all over my head. The fights in the prisons aren't sanctioned, so they can pretty well get away with whatever they want to. But I had gone up there, I had fought them twice, once in the prison and once they came out and fought where my club was. And I had beat them both times. But this time, I guess they were determined to beat me, and they did. So there you go, determination. Okay, the basic difference between an ordinary man and a warrior is that a warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse. Don Juan, quoted by Carlos Castaneda. I read one of his books. Pretty interesting. Really way out there, but nevertheless good. Do not fear mistakes. You will know failure. Continue to reach out. Benjamin Franklin. Now that guy accomplished a lot of things. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. Ayn Rand. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Winnie the Pooh. Never heard that one. Those who believed that their performance was transformable through effort not only persevered, but actually improved in the teeth of difficulties. I've never heard that one before. Whereas those laboring under the talent myth regressed. Talent will only get you so far. Determination will get you to your end result, to the goal. Ordinary adults have a strong ability to change with practice, but if you have a fixed mindset, you don't think you can improve your intelligence, you will probably not improve. The power of belief, right there exhibited. The region of the brain responsible for controlling fingers in young musicians grew in direct proportion to the number of years training. Purposeful practice builds new neural connections in your brain, so you can improve aspects of your intelligence with practice. It all works together. You have to have belief to take action, and then as your action continues, your belief builds. So it's kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg. If you don't believe you can do something, you will never try. Your action will stem from your belief, or your faith if you like, and then as a result of that action, your faith and your belief will increase if you persist and you are determined enough to continue even when you seem to be failing or when it seems you're making no progress. Sometimes when you don't feel like you're making any progress, or it doesn't seem to be that you are, that's when you're making the most progress. Hard to understand, but that's kind of how it works sometimes. You're progressing in character and inner strength, mostly when you're failing. And resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, is a major attribute of determined individuals. According to Heather Hiles, CEO of PathBright, the 5 key components of resilience are optimism, empathy, emotional intelligence, trust, and perseverance. She says that the ability to both respond to and embrace change is at the very heart of resilience. It's amazing how everyone resists change. Even myself, I resist change sometimes. When change is inevitable, it's a daily happening, a daily occurrence. Everything changes, nothing stays the same, but yet we resist change, especially when we're unsure of what that change is going to bring. How many times do people stay in abusive relationships or bad, relationships with business because they're afraid to leave? They may stay in a job for years, maybe 40 years, because they're afraid to leave, although they're miserable. They are comfortable, or they know what the misery is going to be every day, but if they make a change, they don't know. The fear of the unknown, the fear of change, keeps them paralyzed or stuck in a situation that they loathe. Every day they get up and go to work, and they say, thank God it's Friday, or they talk about hump day, Wednesday. Every day is a day to live. Live in the present moment. Today has to be the day. Because if you look forward to that day when you retire, or when you get this, or when you win the lottery, or whatever it happens to be, you're not living in the present moment. Because guess what? If that day does come, that your ship comes in, that's going to be the present moment also. So enjoy today. Find a way to love what you do today. If you can't change your jobs for whatever reason, which I don't think it's possible, but if you can't, find something about it that you like. Learn to love it. Like my dad told me years ago. I said, Dad, I don't like eating peas. He said, learn to like them. And guess what? Today, I like peas. One of my favorite vegetables. The value of failure. What is the secret of success? Right decisions. How do you make right decisions? Experience. How do you gain experience? Wrong decisions. Don't tell me about your successes. Tell me about your failures, how you bounced back, what you did, how you handled it. And that will tell me what kind of person you are, as well as the company you keep. If you want to know what someone is like, or how they are, or what kind of person they are, look at the company they keep. Look at the people they spend their time with. Okay, there's an old saying that a challenge is an opportunity, not a threat, and we need to see failure as a chance to learn new ways of doing things. Theodore Roosevelt said, "The man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything," and that's true. I've failed many times, miserably, over and over again at some things. And yes, I felt like a fool, and I say things like, I can't believe I did this again, but I did. But eventually I learned the lesson. Had I given up, I wouldn't have known what I know today. I wouldn't be sharing things with you here today. Failure is a valuable teaching instrument. I think the most valuable. And it's true that often the most powerful way to learn how to do something right is to initially fail. We learn from our mistakes. But as I said, sometimes we have to make the same mistake over and over and over again. But don't be disheartened, because that's how people become successes. The fear of making a mistake, of risking an error, or of being told you are wrong is constantly with us. Fear. And that's a shame. Making mistakes is not the same thing as being creative. But if you are not willing to make mistakes, then it is impossible to be truly creative. If your state of mind is coming from a place of fear and risk avoidance, then you will always settle for the safe solutions. The solutions already applied many times before. Safety. Now, safety is important, but sometimes here in the U.S., we're so safe, we are paralyzed. We can't hardly do anything. I know that from my construction business. Sometimes you have to use so much safety gear, you can hardly move. You can hardly do the job correctly, or as good as you could if you didn't have to use all that gear. And I believe in safety. But I also believe in living and taking a risk once in a while. You have to. Do you know those men that built the skyscrapers used to walk on those beams without any safety lines? Now, I think that's a little dangerous, of course, and some people fell. But now it's so safe that we can't hardly get the job done sometimes. There's so many restrictions. All good intentions, of course. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying, making the point that we're just so safe now. And now the new expression since we had this health crisis is be safe. Okay. So much for that. Failing is fine, necessary in fact, but avoiding experimentation or risk, especially out of fear of what others may think, is something that will gnaw at your gut more than any ephemeral failure. A failure is in the past. It's done. It's over. In fact, it doesn't exist. But worrying about what might be if, or what might have been if I had, are pieces of baggage you carry around daily. They're heavy and they'll kill your creative spirit. Take chances and stretch yourself. You're only here on this planet once, and for a very short time at that. Why not just see how gifted you are? Daniel Gar. Yes, why not just see how gifted you are? Take a risk, take a chance. I'm not telling you to go out there and walk a tightrope if you've never done that before, over a giant cliff or valley or bridge, or where a bridge goes across the valley, but take a chance, man. What do you want to do with your life? Do you want to do something? You got that dream inside of you, but you're afraid to try because you don't know how it's going to come to pass? Well, guess what? If you set out toward that dream, you're going to fail. And you're going to fail over and over again. But these failures will make you strong and wise. But if you never take that step, if you never take the first step, if you never risk, you're never going to find out if you could do it or not. Do you want to look back at the end of your life and think, well, what if I had done this? Do you want to die with regrets? Or do you want to die with memories? I have a lot of wonderful memories. I've made some big mistakes. I really have. I've been married 4 times. Did I have 4 failed marriages, or did I have many years of success there? I did. I had success. Some people would call it a failure, but I learned more from that than I ever could have by not being married. I believed in marriage. I don't necessarily believe in that now here in the U.S., but that's a whole nother video. But the point I'm making is, I tried it 4 times, okay? Will I do it again? I doubt it here in the States. But I'm going to go on with that. That's all we have time for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Smash that like button and subscribe, and we may go ahead and continue with determination tomorrow. Have a great day.